Yo, what's up, everybody? It's J2O, keep it real FOREX KING, back for a weekly Forest forecast for the week of the 11th to the 16th. And like we do every week, we check forestfactory.com to see what's going on in the calendar. So right now, to start off the week, Sunday, bank holiday, nothing too crazy going on. So it should be slow for those who trade the JPY pairs. Monday to start the week, it's only a high volatile news impact for GBP during New York session when Governor Bailey speaks, and then also the Asia session, you got big news for New Zealand. You got inflation expectations, so that should be a decent news event to happen. Then you got Tuesday, where Tuesday is gonna be more impactful, especially during London. You got more GBP news, and then you got to New York session where you got stuff affecting USD. So it should be very volatile during New York session to move the market. And then you got Wednesday, you got a bunch of GBP news throughout the day from London, and then going into New York session, you got multiple news. And then obviously during Asia session, you got AUD news, you got employment change and employment rate. So be a lookout for that, especially if you're scalping. And then Thursday, you got big news. Well, around 2 a.m. during London session, affecting GBP. And then obviously New York session. There's a lot of news affecting the USD, so it's gonna be good movements. And then Friday, the end of the week, is going to be decent news throughout London and New York. So next week should be a decent news day overall. So now let's look at the charts. Let's look at Bitcoin real quick. So right now, Bitcoin, this is a daily chart. Bitcoin is looking like it's trying to retest the previous high, which that shows it took a while for it to retrace. So based off this candlestick structure, the market retraced back up, retesting the high, retesting the wick. So if we decide to come up and close and create a reversal candle, we'll come back down before we shoot back up one last time. But it all depends on how the candles structure the pattern. So right now, I'm just being mindful to wait to see what happens over the weekend with the candlesticks closure, to see if we're going to close higher, to see if it's going to be a continued push to create a new high. But overall, Bitcoin is very bullish overall. So let's look at GBP USD. So this is a daily chart. So as you can see in the daily chart, overall, we are, looking for like a downtrend slightly with a retracement based off the Fibonacci retracement. So right now it's been consolidating for these couple of days, couple of weeks. It's been consolidating. We look like we pushed down in terms of we pretty much try to see if we could create a new low, but now it look like we're retracing. So retrace and retest here or close here, we could literally come back down and re-break this area of support. We're gonna continue to the downside. But if we come up here and break through this area of resistance, then we're gonna continue to the upside. So right now, I'm just monitoring this area of resistance and support to see what happens this week coming up based on the news events. We can literally, pull back up, and depending on how the candle respects the air resistance, we can literally come back down. So we'll see what happens this week coming up. And GBP so this is a 4 hour chart. So this pretty much played out this past week. We pretty much retest the previous high. So now only two things can happen. Since we're in this area, we could literally decide to retrace down, retrace down before shooting back up, or we could continue to push up, retrace down, and then continue pushing back up. So those are two options. So basically wait till like Monday to kind of see the volatility in the market. to see how the market reacts around this area of previous resistance. And then I'll look at GBP New Zealand. So GP New Zealand is on a downtrend. It's a 4-hour chart. So right now, looking for mostly sell setups. So right now, we could literally break through, creating a new low, or we could literally have some type of support and come gradually back up just to shoot back down. But ultimately, still looking for sales overall on this to keep it simple. And now let's look at GBP CHF. So this is a trade I took this past week. So right now, this is a daily chart. As you can see, we're on a downtrend, but this past week the market retraced. So we're in an interesting area. Based on the fib, this whole area is an area of supply. So we could literally, come up, play around here, and then start to like gradually come back down. That could be take a while as a swing move, or we could literally come up, break the previous high, create a support, and shoot up. But based on the structure right now, I'm just focusing on sell setups, seeing how the market reacts this upcoming week to this zone area. See if we create area of rejection with candlestick patterns, see if we can come back down. And it's okay to change your bias based off how the candle closes. And now it looks like New Zealand USD. This is a daily chart. So if we zoom in, this pair's overall downtrend, but it seems like we're slightly retracing a little bit this week, this previous week. So right now, if we go to 4-hour chart, two options can happen. Based on the 4-hour, we could literally break through here, break these previous areas of resistance, and then gradually come up to test this area. Or we could respect this area of resistance and come back down to test this area of previous support and decide if we're going to break it or respect it. Market moves from one area of support to next area of support or one area of resistance to the next. Okay, so let's look at gold real quick. So gold overall, in a nutshell, it's been kind of consolidating on this 4-hour, ranging in this zone area that I have right here, with the previous area resistance being respected, area support being respected. So we could literally potentially come back down here before we decide to shoot back up here. That's one possibility. Or the next possibility, we could literally just already start to retrace so gradually and respect it and come down, or break it and come up. So this you just gotta play by ear when it gets near area of resistance or support. As for silver, I'm just focusing on buy opportunities because we're around this area right here, area of previous support that's respected, and this area over here where we could reject off the 78 retracement. So right now, based off understanding trend lines and all that good stuff, looks like we are respecting area of support. So we could literally come back up. So I'm just focusing on buy opportunities right now for silver. And those who trade NAS 100, it's overall is bullish. So right now, the best bet is wait for it to kind of retrace down and just get back in. If it comes back down here, cool, we just ride it back up. Or it just might be a continuation to upside, and then you just have to wait for the retracement and just ride it back up. So just focus on buy opportunities to be on the safe side, because this pair just be moving bullish every week. Same with US 30. Right now we're in an interesting area. We're in an area where the market created a rejection wick. So we could literally, respect and come down before we shoot back up, or we could literally try to break up and create more highs. And also let's look at Euro AUD. So Euro AUD 4 hour, it's been consolidating around these zones area. So just gotta play by ear to see the direction if we're gonna come back down back to the zone and shoot back up, or come back to the zone and break down. And last but not least, we'll look at Euro New Zealand. So Euro New Zealand's an interesting zone area. We literally could pretty much test this area. If we don't break through, we literally could respect this area and then shoot back up. But if we break this area of support, we're gonna now become resistance and we're gonna come down to the downside. So just be mindful in an interesting area to start the week. Wait for the candle closure and pattern to kind of see before taking an entry. So that's pretty much the setups I see so far this week. Just remember there's decent news events throughout this week as the days go on each day. Practice good risk management and should be all right. Comment and let me know if you have any questions. You already know we out here. Peace.